What's up, guys? I just want to do a quick video of, three things that I think the WWE should bring back to, their weekly television program and the pay-per-views. Three things that I think would make the product better. Three things that I noticed from the Attitude Era that I really enjoyed, and I think if they brought it back, it would get them closer to, I think, what they want to be, which is a new Attitude Era. And I think these three things would definitely help their company, definitely help their product right now. First one is multi-man matches, specifically, fatal four-ways. I think this is a great way to showcase more of your talent and a lot of your young talent, and to kind of protect them, to help them flourish at the start, and instead of throwing them in stuff, throwing them in matches, singles matches where they could drown easily. Four ways are great for protecting someone's weaknesses, not showing off their weaknesses, but showing off their strength, and making their strengths be the focal point of the match. You don't know usually think of a match, oh, that guy was really weak in that match, because if it's in a four-way, he's covered up by something else. It's great for protecting someone's weaknesses and keeping someone in a better position to be more liked by the fans, and not mess up and not have the pressure on him to exceed, perform well in just a singles environment, which I'm sure a lot of wrestlers have. If you're in a singles environment, all eyes are on you. If you're in a four-way environment, eyes are on you for a while, but if you mess up, nobody's going to remember in the next minute because two other guys are going to be going at it. So it's a great way to hide your weaknesses and showcase your strengths, and I think that's a good thing WWE should do, to bring in their new talent like Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, Richie Steamboat. I think putting on more multi-man matches, even with some of the younger card guys now, like Trent Beretta, Tyson Kidd, Yossi Tatsu, even Zack Ryder, throw them in there. They're fun matches, and they allow wrestlers to show off their stuff, and then they're exciting for the fans, and they keep us interested, they keep us entertained the entire time. Whereas a singles match can be dull, four-way matches usually are not very dull. And it's a way to get big lumbering monsters in there that you wouldn't necessarily want to see in a regular match. In a four-way match, sometimes they can be fun. We've seen in Money in the Bank where, Mark Henry goes in there and just slams everybody down ladders and stuff. Well, he can do the same thing in just a regular four-way match, and it'll be fun to watch. So that's my first point. Four-way matches, or any kind of multi-man match, but I think four-way match works the best. And they used to do that, back all the time. No Way Out 2001 had a great four-way match between Benoit, Jericho, Guerrero, and X-Pac, and that's where it got me the idea with that. I haven't seen any really like fatal four ways. I've seen a couple triple threats lately, but I haven't seen fatal four ways, and I haven't seen fatal four ways with younger talent used, or mid-card talent. You can even make a gimmick out of it, make someone the king of the fatal four way matches, make him like Chuck Taylor Dragon USA, where he just keeps winning. He keeps winning these multi-man matches. The freestyle is a great idea in Dragon USA, and I think WWE should use something like that on their programming. The next thing I want to talk about is make your Divas division, your women's division, worthwhile. Don't make it where it's the piss break, because right now, people are uninterested, very uninterested with your Divas division. The only two people I'd keep on your roster job right now, Natalya and Beth Phoenix. The rest of them are expendable. You don't have to get rid of them, but they're expendable. Four girls you can bring in: Sarah Del Rey, Mischief, Madison Eagles, Mercedes Martinez. Those four girls can kickstart your women's division. Those are four of the best American women's wrestlers in the world right now. I would include Stacey Hayes, but she obviously has some health issues right now that she needs to work out, so I'm not going to include her for the sake of that, for the sake of argument there. But these four women could really make your women's division entertaining and something that we enjoy. The women's division in the Attitude Era had storylines. It had good storylines. If you watch, the three shows I'm watching right now, had a great storyline between Trish Stratus and Stephanie. I mean, two people that aren't even really women's wrestlers. They were more, valets and models. And Stephanie was Boss's daughter, and Trish came in as a model, so they didn't know a lick of wrestling. But their storyline was really captivating, and same with Ivory China. That was a good storyline too, even if the matches weren't that great. And you can create great storylines with those six people, the four people I mentioned, plus the two WWE people that I would keep, and also create great matches. And I think that you get to a point where the Divas division is not looked at as, hey, this is automatically going to be the worst match in the card. I don't want to continue to see 7-on-7 Divas matches where, they go on for a minute, only two people get in the ring, and then it's like an all-out just crazy brawl at the end because the Divas are just so hated against each other. They just hate each other so much that it just deserves to grow down into a brawl. No, it doesn't. It really doesn't, because there's really no storyline there. So it's like, why are they fighting in 7-on-7 matches? Why are they going crazy at the end of it? Why do two people only get in the match? I mean, it doesn't make any sense, any logical sense at least. I think in order to build a good Divas division, you have to have a good Divas roster, and you have to have people that fans can get behind and care about. Karma was a good example of that. And I hate TNA, and even TNA has a better Divas division, or Knockouts division, as you would call it, than WWE. I have to commend them on that. They actually make it to where they're worthwhile and care. They even have tag titles for them. So I think bringing back the Divas division and making it to where it's a big thing. Not a big thing, making it where it's a worthwhile match on the card, or a worthwhile match on a pay-per-view. Something that you would actually want to see. Something that you're not dreading. And, don't just keep putting them in random 7-on-7 tag matches where only one person gets in there and it's over in the first minute because it just breaks down into an all-out brawl. They're not in hate feuds. They're not in blood feuds. So why are they all brawling? Why do they don't even have a reason to hate each other. It's just, they hate each other because of the heel-face alignment, which is dumb. There should be some kind of storyline reason for why this chick doesn't like that chick, if they're all breaking down and brawling with each other. That's just my 2 cents on that. Last part, Mad Scientist 7090 covered, a tag team, how to make your tag team division and stuff, or he covered a video on tag teams in WWE and how to make it better. And here I want to take it one step further than he did. Brandon the Kings is great. Making it to where people care is great. I think the way to get people to care the most is making your tag team like a secondary main event. Ring of Honor uses their tag team as a secondary main event. The Briscoes, World's Greatest Tag Team, Kings of Wrestling, even All Night Express are seen of as, main event tag teams on their roster. Maybe not main event guys singly. I think World's Greatest Tag Team and the Kings would be main event guys singly. But then the Briscoes are also, you also have to consider them a main event attraction. I think WWE needs to do that. I think they need to make it to where tag team, because you think about it, I get the Intercontinental title as a mid-card title. I get the Divas title as a women's title. You don't want those on top, same height as your world title. But a tag title is something completely different. It's the best two guys teaming together for a belt. Whereas a single title is just the best guy holding a belt by himself. I think the best two guys should be on, maybe not the same level, but close to the same level. I think Ring of Honor does it perfectly. The Briscoes would never be seen as a main event talent in WWE, yet they are a huge main event attraction in Ring of Honor. And I think that's something that WWE needs to make, or needs to take notice of, is that, there are a lot of great tag teams you can build your division around, and you can make it to where people care. Bring in the Kings. You could, the Briscoes I think are signed now. So that sucks for them. But you can bring in guys from developmental. Richie Steamboat and Dean Ambrose. After they're done, having their great feud down there, they can start teaming and then come up to the roster. Put them over two big name guys. It's easy enough to make it to where see the tag team division cares. If you put, those two young up and comers who haven't even been on WWE television yet over, say, John Cena and a tag team partner of his choice, that creates instant credibility right there. That automatically makes your tag division look a lot stronger than it is right now with McGillicuddy and Otunga holding the titles and beating Ryder and Santino. That doesn't do anything for me. I think you have to make it a main event level attraction. I think if you made it a main event level attraction, it would cause you to have, you could even have, tag team matches as your main events. We haven't seen a tag team match as your main event since, or a straight up tag team match since TLC and a TLC match. So, back when you had DX and Jericho, you had teams that were, somewhat seen as a main event attraction. So I think they need to bring that back. Edge and Christian, the Hardys and the Dudleys weren't necessarily seen as a main event attraction, but they were still, at least people cared about them. I think you take it one step further here, though. You get teams people care about and people that you can see, and you be like, hey, those are main event guys fighting over tag team titles. You can, make teams like, I'm not saying do this now, but, Undertaker and Kane were kind of a main event tag team. A team like that, put two guys together that, you know, maybe in the main event that aren't doing nothing right now, like say Jack Swagger and Wade Barrett. Give them the tag titles, and you know, have them have great matches with other teams, and you know, eventually lose to a young hot team, and that builds another team up. You know, they beat you know, Swagger, former world champion, and Wade Barrett got to beat John Cena. I'm just saying, food for thought. That's my opinions on this. Those are three things WWE should bring back that I've noticed from, you know, the Attitude Era that were really great back then. They don't have just now. SummerSlam reviews coming up tonight. Hopefully I'll get my WrestleMania 17 review too. I'm still not finished watching the show. You know, I've had other stuff going on, so I just keep putting it off. I've watched most of it, but I haven't seen all of it, so be looking out for that. Comment on this video. I want to hear you guys' opinions. I really want to hear you guys' opinions on this video. I really want to hear what you guys think needs to be changed. And yeah, that's it for me. I'm MVP Shear. You have been watching the Wrestling Renaissance. Hope to talk to you guys later.